Good morning, everyone. Today is July the 9th. This is MightyStream, and I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation. This is our H.O.O.D recovery services, and I'm ever so excited to do the Just for Today in a meditation with you. My first take of the podcast, I legitimately did not know the title of the Just for Today, but now that I've done several takes, it's been one of those mornings. I know the title of it. It is entitled We Do Recover. Listen, if you want to reach me, please reach out to me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Let's get into the Just for the Day and hope that this tape actually, I don't get tongue tied. All right, We Do Recover, July 9th, page 199. The time has come when that tired old line, once an addict, always an addict, will no longer be tolerated by either society or the addict himself. We do recover. Basic text, page 89. From time to time, we hear speakers share that they don't really understand spiritual principles yet. They tell us that if we knew what went on in their minds, we'd be amazed at how insane they still are. They tell us that the longer they're clean, the less they know about anything. In the next breath, these same speakers tell us about the profound changes recovery has made in their lives. They have moved from complete despair to unfailing hope, from uncontrollable drug use to total abstinence, from chronic unmanageability to responsibility through working the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous. Which story is true? Do we or don't we recover? We may think we demonstrate humility or gratitude by underplaying the change that recovery has brought to our lives. True, we do injustice to the program when we take credit for this miracle ourselves, but we do an equal injustice to ourselves and to those we share with when we don't acknowledge this miracle's magnitude. We do recover. If we have trouble seeing the miracle of recovery, we'd better look again. Recovery is alive and at work in Narcotics Anonymous and old timers, in the newcomers flooding our meetings, and most of all, in ourselves. All we have to do is open our eyes. Wow. You know, I'm feeling this. I mean, I literally have goosebumps all over my body. I am really feeling this just for the day. And let me tell you why. Because the mother, um, the mothership of Narcotics Anonymous is Alcoholics Anonymous. And the mothership of Alcoholics Anonymous is God Anonymous. And did I say that right? I just want to be clear. The mothership of Narcotics Anonymous is Alcoholics Anonymous, and the mothership of Alcoholics Anonymous is God, G-O-D, God Anonymous. And the reason why I want to be very clear about that is that sometimes people, just like the Just for Today we did the other day, right? Getting familiar with the G word, the God word, right? So some people attach the word God, the title God, to religiosity. And because they attach it to religiosity, they want to make sure you know they're atheists. They want to make sure you know they're agnostic. They want to make sure that you know that they're anything but a Christian. And in particular, they attach the God word to Christianity, right? Because Christianity is one of those faiths that credit a higher being for creating everything. So don't get lost. Don't get lost in the chaos. Do not get lost in the confusion. To be very clear, To be very clear, we did not create ourselves. None of us can really tell you, other than our mother and fathers, whose mothers and fathers, whose mothers and fathers, whose mothers and fathers, generations of two people deciding to love one another or to make love to each other or to have the sex act brought us into existence. A whole woman can develop, with the help of a man's sperm, can develop a whole child within her womb. A whole nother being that has its own lungs, has its own eyeballs, its own ears, its own brain. And to this day, we are still the topic of great study. So to be very clear, we do know for certain that we didn't create ourselves. And we do know for certain that the beauty of what we are experiencing is a miracle within itself. I get a cut on my arm and I can watch it, and over a period of time, I heal slowly, but over a period of time, there will be skin that will replenish that damaged area, that wound, that cut, right? It will heal over and be like new. These are miracles that we don't even really have to search too long for, because we benefit from the miraculousness of our physiology, our physical bodies, right? We are benefiting daily from having breath, right? And so here, to me, this reading helps an individual to put things into perspective. Once you come into recovery and you start learning that you can live your life day to day, face problems, and stay clean, you start having an opportunity to recover. A lot of people like to debate about whether or not we do recover completely. But let me say this, and I want to make sure that I say this and go on record for saying this. The extent to which an individual can recover, to the extent that this word, these three words, we do recover, applies to an individual, really depends on the individual. See, because I'm not really of the mind that I am still sick in the way that I was when I needed to use every day. A lot of my faculties have been restored and nearly completely. Do I have some mental lapses, some days of depression? Absolutely. But they don't compare to what I was when I got here in 1993. See, understand that. I'm not that same person. I'm not that same mentally ill person. I have been restored. I have recovered. And you might not like me when I say I have recovered and put the ED on there as in past tense. But you can, if you don't like that, then you cannot say that some people that have cancer are in remission and have gotten a complete bill of health from their doctors, and they haven't had any reoccurrences of their cancer. See, because if you believe that they can recover from cancer or pneumonia or diabetes, right? Then you can believe that we can recover from the disease of addiction. But it doesn't come just because you stop using. It comes because you start retraining your brain with the principles of the 12 steps that you can stop using, lose the desire to use, and find a new way to live. And that new way of living is recovery in and of it, all by itself. Yes, it's true. I'm one bad decision away from picking up. Yes, it's true. But before I even get to that one bad decision, there should be so many checkpoints in my life, including members of the fellowship, before I would ever pick up a drug or a substance of any kind, including sex, right? So the humility, this is what it's talking about. It's talking about hearing people share that say, I don't, thank you for having me come to share, but I just want to make it clear on any given day, I am still insane. And then they go on and talk about the miracles that they've benefited from. Like, it's kind of like they're causing a contradiction in their attempt to be humble. But false humility don't serve anyone. There's a saying that says, playing small does not serve the world, right? So false humility is an issue, right? I can be humble and not discount the greatness that has happened in my life because of the miracles that I enjoy as a result of staying clean and doing the work that needs to be done, right? So yeah, I'm human. I make mistakes, but I'm not going to dim the light on the power of God and how he has allowed me to come to this point, to be trusted today from being distrusted, to be bestowed upon with so much love from other people, and to see it, that's the miracle, is that I can see it, because I'm sure the same people were loving me before, or the same magnitude of love was there before, but I couldn't see it. I could not see the forest because of the trees. But today I understand and I know without a shadow of a doubt that we do recover, and I have recovered from the disease of addiction. So what is it I'm saying when I say I'm an addict? I'm saying that this is a disease of addiction that I experience. I have passed through. There's no one that can help me other than, no one can help me better. Put it like that. The therapeutic value of one addict helping another is without parallel. It is my responsibility to apply step 12 and to carry the message to the addict who still suffers. And do I have some suffering, some issues? Absolutely. But honey, they're nothing like what they were. They're nothing like where they were. And I continue to have this disease of addiction in remission by doing the podcast every day, talking to sponsees and my sponsor, and having a relationship with other recovering individuals. Because the therapeutic value of what you bring to my life is a lot stronger than what anyone else can bring to it, because we have a commonality, right? They have all kinds of support groups for people that have lost their loved ones, grief support groups. They have support groups for people that are overweight, support groups for people who are sex addicts. Um, and they put those titles on those groups because they want people to know that the exclusion is, if you don't have this condition, this is not the group for you. The commonality makes the group supportive. Okay, so I hope that helps. I want for you today to keep your recovery alive and to talk about, not boast, but talk about the miracles that you've experienced as a result of being in recovery. Because what? We do recover. My name is MightyStream, and I am looking forward to talking to you tomorrow.